Hello, this is Mark from Smatter Effect, and today I will be reviewing a new show called The Mandalorian. This is a Disney Star Wars show on the new Disney Plus streaming service, and this has a lot of promise because now the fans are getting exactly what they've been asking for. They've been asking for Jon Favreau, they've been asking for Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni is a George Lucas protege who's been working on the Clone Wars, and everybody's really liked what he's done so far. And we have Jon Favreau, who did the first Iron Man and the second Iron Man, and who basically started the MCU. He has proven himself time and time again to be an excellent director. Well, the fans have asked for it, and they received it, and Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are together. And Jon Favreau, this is his baby. He created this show. He's written quite a few of the episodes, if not all the episodes, and Dave Filoni is directing this particular episode, this very first episode. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the cast. The Mandalorian is played by Pedro Pascal. He's got a nice physicality to him, and he brings a lot to him because he has this walk that's pretty cool. He's got a Mandalorian armor. He wears a helmet that he never takes off, and we don't know his name either. So he has to play it strictly by using his voice and his physicality, his motions and stuff. The funny thing about this is that he sounds exactly like Nolan North, who plays Nathan Drake's voice in the Uncharted series. And it's pretty cool. He sounds exactly like him sometimes, especially when later on in the episode when he's fighting alongside a droid. He sounds exactly like Nathan Drake. It's pretty cool. I like Nathan Drake. So the rest of the cast is played by I think Carl Weathers, who's he's pretty old, but man, he looks amazing. He looks fantastic. He plays the guy that gives Pedro Pascal his bounties, and he's in it for a very short amount of time. We also have a couple of guys, and we have people, aliens, quite a few aliens actually that I don't know who they are. But one person that kind of threw me off of the show so far is that there's a part at the very beginning where he needs like a speeder to get across some ice, and when a guy pulls up in the land speeder, he only has like 5 lines in the whole show, but it kind of took me out of the show just a little bit because he sounds like a New York cab driver. Kind of weird. It didn't fit, but at the same time I'm thinking, well, you know what, this is the other side of this is the other side of the galaxy. Who knows where we are. Just go with it, it'll be all right. Now there's also Werner Herzog. There's Taika Waititi, who plays an IG-12 robot, kind of like IG-88 from the Empire Strikes Back. He looks just like him. So it starts out with the Mandalorian hunting down a bounty, and he walks into a bar. There's a couple of guys picking up his bounty, it looks like, and they're picking a fight with him. They're being pretty cruel, and in comes the Mandalorian. It plays this little tune when he first walks in the door. It sounds pretty cool. It sounds like a Clint Eastwood type western, and then after that we get like stock music of like very, very subtle, nondescript music, and it's very forgettable. So that's pretty bad. The Mandalorian dispatches these guys pretty well, and it's not a show for kids, it looks like, because it looks like the Mandalorian takes these guys out and pretty well, and one of the guys he cuts in half with a door. Like I said, he some of the special effects. Now I have to get into the special effects. There's one more cast member, Nick Nolte. Nick Nolte plays an older guy that he sounds like Nick Nolte. The guy is played by Nick Nolte. Sounds like Nick Nolte on his deathbed, but he plays this guy that has to help the Mandalorian later on in the episode, which is actually pretty cool. But let me get to the special effects, because special effects are kind of like the linchpin of the Star Wars movies, and these special effects are probably a good 7 or 8 out of 10, which to me means that they're okay, but these special effects should be top notch, and I'm a little disappointed because Disney set the time of this show premiering. They're the only ones that set that time, and they should have given themselves enough time to do the special effects like they're supposed to be done. And that's a little disappointing. And hopefully it's just a timing issue, and the next episode starts to show the quality start to rise in the special effects, because if this is what we come to expect, that's not good enough. So Disney needs to step it up. Some of these special effects are straight up 10, but some of them are just in the 6, 7 range, and that's not good enough. The sound effects are pretty cool. The sound effects are good. The laser blast, the robots, the monsters, the aliens. some of the sound effects and some of the music and everything seems to be lost in the mix or something, because they're not very prominent. They're good. They're just not great. So far the special effects, okay. The sound effects are a little bit better, and the cast is a top-notch cast. So I expect great things in the future from this cast and from this show. The Mandalorian gets a job from Carl Weathers, who again is in great shape, and he gives the Mandalorian a job that no one else can do. That no, it's off the books and it's off the record. No one knows what's going on. So the Mandalorian meets up with Werner Herzog. So Werner Herzog is accompanied by some stormtroopers, and the stormtroopers, this is so cool. Their armor is all old and rusty. That's super awesome. That really lends a lot to it, because we know the Empire is dead and has been for quite some time. So this is pretty cool. So it shows us that things are just not the same as we're used to. So little touches like that are pretty cool. And throughout the whole show, there's a whole bunch of little fan service, little guys in the background, little things that are going on that you might, if you're a big fan, you can look and go, wow, it's cool, but nothing to take you out of the picture, nothing to take you out of the show. So it's just pretty nice. Eventually, the Mandalorian meets up with Nick Nolte's character, and he trains him to ride an animal. The special effects are hit and miss on that one. Some of them are pretty cool. There's some practical effects in there that make it look so much better. Once that happens, Nick Nolte's character, his whole thing was I have spoken. After every line, after everything he says I have spoken, which is awesome. So Taika Waititi, he plays an IG-12 robot that is another bounty hunter, and he teams up with the Mandalorian. And during that time, that's when I think he most sounds like Nathan Drake. It's hilarious. But their shootout, their little situation was pretty awesome. From then on, there's a big spoiler at the end. I really don't want to go into that, but I just want to give you an idea of what the show's about and what I thought of this episode and what this episode means to me. And so far, I like it, and so far I will stick with it, but I do think there's room for improvement, and I do think it's a step in the right direction, and it really shows that Disney is paying attention and starting to bring things together, and they've listened to some of the fans, not all the fans, but they've really listened to some of the fans about improving things. So I'm really hopeful for the future of Star Wars, and I really hope you like this review. Have a good day. Bye.